What does it really mean to be American? Is it birthplace, language, values, or something deeper? In some parts of the United States, you might feel more like you've crossed an ocean than crossed a county line. Today on True North Trails, we're exploring 20 cities and communities across America that have the highest concentrations of foreign-born and non-citizen residents. Let's explore. And as always, let me know how many places I mispronounced today in the comments. Hialeah, Florida. About 75% of Hialeah is foreign-born, primarily Cuban. Spanish is dominant and English is optional in most businesses. They do have strong family businesses and local culture, but low economic mobility. Today, strong family business is something that is severely lacking across America. In Miami, Florida, nearly 60% of the residents are foreign-born, from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, and Colombia. They do have a world-class music and food scene, but income inequality and crime rates are high. Lake Worth Beach, Florida is seeing rapid growth in Haitian and Guatemalan immigrant populations. They are culturally rich, but marred by housing crises and crime. On to California, the state with the most cities on this list. El Monte, California. They have a large Chinese, Vietnamese, and Mexican presence. They even have bilingual governance with strong family-based economics, but challenges in educational equity. Santa Ana, California is primarily Mexican and Central American. Non-English signage is common, and they have strong community pride. However, there are, again, high poverty rates, but deeply rooted culture. Glendale, California is home to the largest Armenian diaspora in the U.S. They have a tight-knit community with a vibrant arts scene. Their integration with broader American culture is limited. Anaheim, California is predominantly Mexican and Asian immigrant communities. They have rich family traditions, but high rates of gang activity in certain areas. Fremont, California is about 50% Asian, primarily Indian and Chinese. They have high education levels and tech sector success. It's often referred to as Little India. Cultural integration is minimal by choice. South El Monte, California. This town is immigrant-heavy and it's an industrial suburb. There are education and housing disparities, but impressive grassroots organizing. Let's hop over to LA, East Los Angeles, California. This area is over 95% Latino and mostly Mexican descent. There is rich cultural activism history. Their infrastructure is overwhelmed and under-resourced. Finally, Garden Grove, California. Garden Grove is home to Little Saigon and Korean enclaves. There is cultural pride evident in business and arts. American traditions are often overshadowed by homeland heritage. That wraps up California. Let's hop over to the East Coast. Jersey City, New Jersey. This city is 42% foreign-born and incredibly diverse. It's a tech and finance hub with high immigrant entrepreneurship. Both gentrification and poverty coexist within city limits. Paterson, New Jersey. Paterson is known for its large Arab American population, especially Palestinian and Syrian. They have a bustling food scene and cultural pride. There is economic stagnation, and crime continues to plague parts of the city. But how does it stack up to another Arab American community? Dearborn, Michigan is the largest Arab American community in the United States. Arabic is spoken widely, halal food and Islamic dress is common. They are faith-centered and a very conservative community, with some tension over free speech and gender norms. Spring Valley, Nevada is a more mixed bag. It's a very immigrant-heavy suburb west of Las Vegas. They have a transient population, cultural fluidity, and a lack of cohesive identity. Irving, Texas. Irving is a rapidly growing mix of Middle Eastern, South Asian, and Hispanic populations. It's a refugee resettlement zone. Multilingual public services even exist here. There is tension over religious customs and zoning regulations. Alief, Houston, Texas. Alief is another mixed bag. Vietnamese, Chinese, Nigerian, and Latino communities dominate. They have obviously a very diverse food, culture, and spirituality scene, but the town is plagued by gang activity and school decline. Chamblee, Georgia. Here we see another rising immigrant population from both Latin America and Asia. The food culture is booming, but Southern traditions are mostly absent. Cultural preservation is colliding with rapid development. Clarkston, Georgia, is called America's most diverse square mile. Refugees from over 40 countries live here. We see strong humanitarian efforts, but tensions over integration and safety. Finally, let's visit Queens, New York City. About 47% is foreign-born, and there are a staggering 160 languages spoken in Queens. The cultural diversity is unmatched, but school overcrowding and social fragmentation are real concerns. America has always been a land of immigrants. That part hasn't changed. But what has changed is the speed, scale, and concentration of immigration, and the cultural gaps that sometimes come with it. Some of these places feel vibrant, unified, and thriving. Others feel like nations within a nation, disconnected from the broader American fabric. The question isn't just whether immigration is good or bad. It's about how much, how fast, and how well we integrate new people into a shared story. These aren't just demographics. They're cultural microcosms that reflect both the beauty and the challenges of an evolving American identity. Un-American is a provocative term, and we use it here only to ask honest questions about identity, culture, and cohesion. It's not a condemnation, but an invitation to reflect on what's changing and why it matters. In my own life, I've had the privilege of knowing people from many of these communities, such as within the Muslim population. What I've found couldn't be further from the stereotypes the media used to feed us. The Muslims I've met are peaceful, deeply family-oriented, community-focused, and supportive of women in meaningful and respectful ways. More broadly, I've noticed that many immigrants, whether from Latin America, Asia, the Middle East, or Africa, often hold a deeper appreciation for freedom, family, and community than many native-born Americans I've encountered. Perhaps it's because they recognize the signs of government overreach and rising tyranny from first-hand experience. At the same time, I've seen something else. Immigrant neighborhoods, for all their differences, often demonstrate stronger shared traditions, local connections, and neighborly support than many modern American suburbs, where people live isolated, disconnected lives. That said, we must also ask, how much immigration is too much? At what point does cultural diversity enrich us? And at what point might it fracture the bonds that hold a nation together? Immigrant neighborhoods often show us the value of tradition, connection, and cultural pride, traits many modern American communities have sadly lost. And likely that's why many immigrants choose not to integrate into the American culture. But can we find a way to preserve the best of both worlds? Have you ever visited or lived within any of these communities, or any that I didn't add to this list? What was your experience? Did they feel American or something entirely different? Share your thoughts in the comments. For more explorations into culture, liberty, history, and the stories shaping our future, subscribe to True North Trails. Let's keep asking the hard questions together. Not all who wander are lost. Some are forging their own path.